Ever since I won the ScreenCraft Fellowship, I secured a manager. I wrote a screenplay that landed on the Blacklist 2017. I got representation. I had meetings all around town.
The ScreenCraft Week was really valuable for me. I've explicitly been able to make a living as a writer out here because people know that I won this fellowship.
I remember the call from John Rhodes, him being like he won the ScreenCraft Fellowship and me being like, this is going to be amazing.
Winning the fellowship really changed everything for me. I landed a manager and I also landed my first paid gig in the business, and I would never have made that contact if I hadn't won the fellowship.
It all started with the ScreenCraft Fellowship.
So what I love about ScreenCraft is that they follow through with their word.
And it's great having a company like ScreenCraft come and put their reputation on the line to get us these meetings and put me in the room with everyone I've wanted to meet. And I know I'm going to come away with some reps and my career's going to start going.
ScreenCraft gives you an air of legitimacy when you enter these buildings and when you enter these meetings. They are the managers before you get a manager.
Like everyone says, oh, you need that big break, that first opportunity. And for me, this is that opportunity.
Ultimately, I really want to move to LA and work here, so my main goal is to come here and just set down roots, hopefully get representation.
I write badass women doing badass things, and I want to do that for as long as possible in as inventive ways as possible.
Pretty cool to have the trio of fellows, Georgina and Davia.
So I loved pitching alongside Brock and Georgina. I loved listening to their stories.
There's a lot of banter, and I do terrible Australian accents for Georgina. You know, these are relationships that I'm going to have for a very long time.
So this week has been it's been a whirlwind adventure, but not in the way that you feel sick kind of way, sometimes.
There's so many more meetings than I thought I was going to get.
We started off the week with Warner Brothers and Fox were the two big ones.
When I saw the original list, I was like, okay, that's cool. Showrunners, production executives. Like a day later, oh yeah, we added 3 more. Heroes and Villains, we met with Warner Brothers. The Donner's Company, which was my childhood with the Goonies and everything. Oh, here's 2 more.
Fox Searchlight today, that was probably my big inspirational moment.
And it's not just we're meeting with the intern. We met with Millennium Films, which is where we're at right now. Tom Cruise's producing partner for 20 years. We met with some showrunners with 30 years experience on Heroes. To be meeting with people who make things actually happen. We still have Sony Screen Gems, we've got Lionsgate, we've got Universal, and then I've met with management companies. I've got some of the biggest ones like Burlstein. We met with Untitled, Circle of Confusion.
Netflix. I just love Netflix.
Being here has been like a tadpole in a pond, but you're friends with one of the biggest frogs in town.
Even for professional writers, they don't really get studio execs to just give them critique on pitches.
I think in every single meet we have been able to pitch either the project we won with or some project we're working on or something we want to write and get feedback on our work.
We got to riff a lot about the work and where it came from and was I certifiably insane? No. I've definitely found that my pitches have gotten stronger, my confidence has gotten better.
But they're I'm interested in you as a writer and I'm interested in your perspective, your voice, and having read your writing, I believe in you as a writer and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help you get to where you need to be. And that's been the most valuable thing. So this year, ScreenCraft hosted a family dinner for the first time where they invited all the past fellows out and this year's winners out to dinner.
I'm at the beautiful Culver Hotel and I'm here for the 5th annual Legacy dinner for the ScreenCraft Fellows.
Some have had their script option, 2 of them are working for Netflix. American Vandal is sort of a huge show that we know and one of them has written an episode for that.
I'm here because we are celebrating ScreenCraft Fellows of this year and I was a ScreenCraft Fellow in 2017 last year.
And it was absolutely amazing to just sit down with the other writers and talk to them about their experiences and really just see how successful they are.
The most amazing thing about a ScreenCraft Fellowship versus just a regular contest is that you actually get to meet people and build those relationships.
The ScreenCraft team, they're becoming really great contacts to have.
Because it's a really, truly once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have 4 or 5 meetings a day with people excited to meet you, people who have read your work. It's not something you get to do too often, so make sure to take advantage of it.
I think that was the first time where someone had sat down with me and told me that my writing was really good and powerful and emotional. I think when you heard from someone who was in these big offices that you've elicited emotion in them, I think that's when you go, I should be here.
2 months ago, I was terrified. But what this week and a half at ScreenCraft has really done is just made me realize that, okay, I can do this, you know. It might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but this is where I belong. This is the right path. If you're gonna apply to one, apply to this one.
So many people have said that it's a heartbreaking business, but to me, you need to be in love to have your heart broken, and for me, that has made me realize that I do love this industry.
Hollywood is fortunately and unfortunately a business of connections, and so ScreenCraft Fellowship is really a way to help you build those relationships in ways that you would never really be able to without that first initial bump.
Now that I've won this fellowship, it's like I feel like it's finally my time, and I've been putting in all that work, and now that I'm finally getting in these meetings and I'm getting in the room, all those years of just working hard, getting up super early in the morning, and just dedicating my life to my writing, I feel like it's starting to finally pay off.